Train, 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 train lover 16. The train, for its size, is the fastest vehicle on land. And the locomotives of Redcliff Loco Yard are the power behind the stations, industries and train lines that make up the well-renowned Redcliff and Guinea Bridge Railway. This is Redcliff Railway Tales. It was an extra hot summer on the Redcliff and Guinea Bridge Railway. This was encouraging more people than ever to visit the area, not just from around the local area and the rest of the UK, but from abroad as well. Now that Nutford Airport was even more busy than ever with everyone coming in from abroad, they all wanted to make a trip on the picnic flyer. So to make things easier for all the foreigners, Mr. Eric had included a special stop on the picnic flyer timetable at Nutford Airport to allow the foreigners to board the train. Ethen and Sir Callum's trains were now even more packed than ever, and they both had to work extra hard and remember to stop at Nutford Airport station every now and then. Jacob helped out, but sometimes even that wasn't enough, and one of the diesel or electric locomotives would have to assist the trains. One day, Ethen and Sir Callum stopped at Nutford Airport to pick up the extra passengers. They were feeling worn out, but were feeling especially pleased with themselves. Sir Callum was feeling very pleased. Well done, Ethen. We're running exactly on time. Mr. Eric is going to be exceptionally proud of us.
Thank you so much, Sir Callum. This has made me feel very proud of myself as well.
While they waited around at the airports, they would often see lots of airplanes taking off and landing, and would hear them flying overhead. But the noisiest of all was a helicopter. Ethen didn't really like helicopters. He had had a bad experience with them back in Australia, and thought that they were nothing but arrogant, boastful show-offs.
Stupid thing. Why can't it go buzz somewhere else?
The next day, it was Jacob's turn to help Sir Callum out, and Ethen was doing freight duties. When he stopped at the airport to drop off some goods that were being shipped abroad, he saw the helicopter sitting right by him. He didn't want to show his hatred for helicopters towards this one just yet, but the helicopter looked at him in a very friendly way, so he decided to be polite.
Hello, I don't believe we met before. What's your name? Hello, fine young chap. My name's Henry. I recently transferred here from another airport up north. What's your name? My name's Ethen. You seem very friendly, my good man. I really like your rotors. They're very cool. Why, thank you, Ethen. They're very nice rotors, aren't they? They allow me to hover and fly like a bird. Do you wish you could fly too? I've met quite a few trains in the past who've told me that. Thanks, but no thanks, Henry. I would much rather prefer to keep my wheels firmly on the ground and on the rails. If you do not mind, I like being a train, and I like my rails. Well, Ethen, no offence, but I think the railways in this day and age are very slow. They aren't much use to anyone these days, and are quite out of date. Just stated in my opinion. I hope you don't mind. Anyway, I must go now. I've just been called in an urgent assignment and must take off immediately.
Then Henry whirled his rotors and buzzed away.
Well, of all the nerve. Slow, useless and out of date, am I? Really? I should never have been so polite to that tyrant. Helicopters are all the same. All of them are nothing but arrogant, boastful show-offs. I don't want to talk to another helicopter ever again.
At that moment, the conductor blew his whistle and it was time for Ethen to leave. Ethen puffed crossly out of the station to continue on with his freight job. He soon arrived back at Redcliff to drop off the last of his freight and met up with Sir Callum and Jacob.
I say, you two, I've just met Henry the helicopter, and he's a big, stuck-up whirlybird sing. He said that I was slow, useless, and out of date.
Helicopters, Ethen? They all think that they're so special just because they can fly. That's why they act all high and mighty. Exactly! Just because they can fly, that doesn't automatically make them better than any other form of transport in existence. If I were you, Ethen, I simply wouldn't listen to Henry. I know how much you don't like helicopters, Ethen. That's why I'm giving you a piece of advice from your best friends.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Callum. But it's too hard for me not to listen to Henry. He really infuriates me. Just let him wait. I'll show him.
Brian then came to take Ethan's empty wagons away and also took off 2 coaches from Jacob and Sir Callum's train, as it would have been too heavy for Ethen to pull on his own and also because the train was a little emptier now. Then Jacob and Sir Callum headed off back to the loco yard for a break, while Ethen went to collect the coaches and he was soon ready to start off again with them, still fuming. Soon after leaving, though, he heard a familiar buzzing. Ethen, look up there. It's Henry. He's not that far ahead. Why don't we race him?
Yes, that's a great idea. It's on, Henry.
Ethen sped up and began pounding along the tracks in pursuit of Henry. The coaches were very surprised by this sudden surge of speed and began swaying around on the rails. At that moment, Henry looked down and saw Ethen speeding along right underneath him.
So, you think you're faster than me, do you now, young Ethen? Oh, it's on.
Then Henry sped up as well and began racing after him. They were soon neck and neck and were trying to outdo each other. Well, I'll be a ding-dong-dang, Ethen. Henry's right alongside us. Go at it, Ethen. You're gaining. You're going ahead. Well done, Ethen. Ethen had never been more thrilled and excited in his whole life. He had never raced anyone before.
Come on, coaches, hurry up. We're going to beat Henry.
We don't want to. We don't want to.
But it was no use. Ethen was bolting along with dashing wheels and Henry was high and alongside. Ethen's fireman cranked Ethen's oil injection valve up to 11 and his fire was burning viciously. This made his water boil faster, giving him more steam to race down the tracks. Well done, Ethen. You're holding your lead. You're going to win. Oh, good boy, good boy. Suddenly, Ethen noticed that the points just coming up to him were set against him.
Fireman, the points are set against us. We must stop.
Ethen slammed on his brakes as hard as he could. He was going so fast that he didn't think he was going to stop in time. But after a tense moment, he came to a stop just in front of them to avoid derailment. Then he heard Henry flying right over him.
Oh well, you tried, Ethen. You must be tired now. Sorry I can't stop. I have a date with the finish line at Guinea Bridge Junction Station. Goodbye, Ethen. Oh dear, we have officially lost now.
But then, Robert came through the junction. Hey, Ethen, you look very worn out, like you've just been in a race. But that's good because it shows you've been working very hard. Don't let me keep you from your hard work now. You've been doing very well recently. See you soon.
He's right. I have been working very hard recently, and I'm doing very well. I think I might just be able to beat Henry after all. I'm going to keep trying, and I'm not going to give up until I arrive at Guinea Bridge Junction.
That's the spirit, Ethen. You go and show that Henry what you're really made of. You can win, Ethen. Go on. Let's go and beat that helicopter. Then Ethen proudly and triumphantly set off again to beat Henry to the station. Soon Ethen reached his full speed and before he knew it, he had passed Henry again. Henry tried to catch up to him again, but Ethen was just too fast for him. Whistling triumphantly, he rolled into the station and came to a halt in the platform. Then Ethan's fireman scrambled onto his cab roof. We've won! We've won, Ethan! Henry's still hovering. He's looking for a place to land.
My utmost congratulations to you on your victory, young Ethan. You didn't give up, and you did very well on winning our little race we just had. Henry, that was the first time in my life a helicopter has ever given me a compliment. I'm so flattered by what you just said, Henry. Thank you for saying that to me. You're quite welcome, Ethan. You showed a very fine performance during that race.
Listen, boys, here's a song for Ethan that I literally just came up with in my head. Said Henry Helicopter to our Ethan, you are slow. Your railway is out of date and not much use, you know. But Ethan and his coaches made the trip in record time, and we beat the helicopter on this Redcliff railway line.
Oh, thank you so much, fireman. I love that song. That last line, though, was definitely the best part. Well, this has been a great day, Ethan. But if you ever need my help, feel free to give the airport a call and I'll be right with you. Thank you, Henry, but I doubt I ever need help from you. You may be the nicest helicopter I've ever met, but I can assure you that I'm not going to be calling you for help anytime soon.
Actually, it would turn out to be quite the opposite. Shortly after these events, Ethan would be needing the help of Henry the helicopter. But that's a story for another day.